getting worse for Temba Mliswa as Rutendo Matinyarare keeps on putting on public domain recordings of Temba Mliswa in conversation with him. This time around, he exposed that Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is in trouble as he is surrounded by enemies. I mean, the names that came through July Moyo, in the names that came through also on the audio include Chris Mutsongo, who is publicly twerking for Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. I think I will always borrow to the words of the late Blessed Keza, may his soul rest in peace, when he said, Mnangagwa, when we remove you, you will realize that you had no one who genuinely supported you. Also, Temba Mliswa speaking like this about Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, is it someone that can be trusted? Definitely no. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Before I say anything, let me play the audio for you and you get to hear for yourself. Let me just turn one of my speakers this side so that you get it loud and clearly. I hope my brothers are well, or in special across the world.
Frustrate you, they do nothing.
And his enemies is surrounded by his enemies. Surrounded.
I told you, security
I think even my difference is timing. And I explained to you why I'm a bit cautious of these issues.
I even told you, even KG, algorithms were left, right, in certain system. They sponsor Americans to write reports about him.
And the sponsors are people within the system itself.
But that DJ is a report to them. And I tell them, Shabbat, this man was thrown under the bus.
What's your thoughts, Nadiji?
DJ, we used to be close, so we did a lot of things, but I told you what they could. There's Ngwaya. He told about Ngwaya. Because we used to run the paro structure. I don't have data. Ninya England of Tukoka. So there's that. You see, well, one thing you must know, so that you understand, I don't need it. ED needs me. And that's what I tell people. I'm not a politician. I'm not going to you. I'm not going to tell you. I don't ask for business. I've sacrificed for you. I'm not going to you. I make money during the current time. I'm comfortable. I don't need anything. With the attacks I ever would be exposed every day of my life. Listen, he knows it himself. If there's any person who he knows is me, that guy, I will see him. And Rutendo Shungurut, because I am the only person who could tell him the truth. I don't have to see him for what? So to people going to Temba say people confess to me if we went straight to touch with the president. President one of the bank but you don't see him, but why should I see him when he does not listen? So what I'm saying, the guy
that's it.
So there's nothing special about seeing.
But if we know that he's surrounded by his enemies, must we not keep knocking and telling him with this?
Tell him what? He had a particular sugar.
Sugar one.
What did you like? You know, he's writing letters to why it was 5 July, and those letters have not been read.
Wow.
You must understand, whenever a touch loses a job, Muda did now I'm going for July. My narrative is clear on July. You see, it's going down. So, in any spiritual talk, I already say, when Mugabe fired me, I wrote a letter to everybody to tell you, what you've done is wrong. You will be the next person, the president you said is wrong. Mugabe kept on saying, when I was so good, people came to me and said, I said in public, I could not imagine doing that. Teach at that time. Him just go, it happened. Muda, I said it. July is next, my time is next. You cannot have such people. I told him about why. Office not why. You transact deals, but it's the individuals who are transacting deals with. Security not that money in the past. Check. There's nothing else.
Yeah, I believe you because Nika actually now it's dangerous. Kweza batogara ukonote autobo to comfortable kana kujuda because you don't know what to be la poison which
they see as an enemy. The next thing they end up talking rubbish. You see, he hasn't got an aura. I'm actually Bob, you don't talk rubbish. Listen, I used to see Bob every month, 3 hours, and I eat it's Temba and Bob. When I met Bob and I did, you can say what you want, but you thought you were talking to a leader and a decision was made.
But then people say Bob's power came from this very same number one request. Can we really give credit to Bob? Yeah, you are horrible. And he was the head of security. He was the head of negotiating, of putting the armed forces together, of security and intelligence.
What? It's a myth. Bob, he came through Tongogara. You must understand his history. In Zambia, came through. He was denied the whole veterans. Back then, let's talk Tongogara because there was a war between the Zulus and the Karangas in Zambia. The Karangas were wiped out, and then he realized that he needed to.
So the audio turning bad, but I think let's be patient and listen it up to the end.
After the
Okay.
Power, Legimusi. Guys from Israel have teamed up with Chamisa voluntarily to give security heads and people who used to be pro-ET in the campaign have gone to Chamisa. Did you know that?
No.
So a lot is happening. So you have your own.
So that's the audio which is currently circulating online of Temba Mliswa. I think it was back then when Nelson Chamisa was still in opposition and vibrantly so participating in the politics, still a leader, I think, of the Citizens Coalition for Change. And he was in conversation with Rutendo Matinyarara. Definitely, this is a recording that has been done by Rutendo Matinyarara. Now, Temba Mliswa was in these audios saying Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa is finished. He's surrounded by people who are working against him, saying individuals like Chris Tswangwa. He dropped the name of Chris Mutswangwa. He dropped the name of July Moyo in the conversation. And also something interesting that Temba Mliswa spoke about. You know, in Zimbabwe, which means there have been numerous genocide. He said at one point there was a fight within ZANU-PF between the Zulus and the Karangas. You know, I've always told people thinks that Shona is just a tribe. No, Shona is not a tribe. Shona is a nation. you see. So just like Matipelaland is a nation, you're not speaking of only Ndebeles, you're not speaking of only, it's numerous groups also in Matipelaland that are known as Ndebele, especially by those who are starved when it comes to history. So he said there was a fight between the Zezurus and the Karangas. Now, then Mugabe came in, and he came in through Tongokara. Now he was disputing the point that was raised by Rutendo Matinyarare, that Mnangagwa made Robert Gabriel Mugabe. He says, no. Mnangagwa did not play any part. And also he was answering to the issue of saying Mugabe relied on Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa for his security. And Temba Mliswa saying, no. Mugabe did not rely on Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. That is fiction. These are lies. Mugabe was actually better when it comes to leadership. And he was listening compared to Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. When Temba Mliswa was in his right senses, he spoke the truth. I think I agree with him in this regard, that Mugabe was quite smarter than, though he also did pathetically bad for the people of Zimbabwe. I'm not saying he's any better, but Mnangagwa is worse than Robert Gabriel Mugabe. And also is stupid, because you cannot try to follow the road of someone who failed and think that you will succeed. In my view, this is exactly the template that Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is following. He is following the template of Robert Gabriel Mugabe. He knows that template led to the downfall of Robert Gabriel Mugabe, especially when he attempted to put his wife into power as the president. It didn't. It actually backfired. So this audio on its own, I can tell you, that has been released by Rutendo Matinyarare. It makes things very bad for Temba Mliswa, and also the relations between Temba Mliswa as well as Mnangagwa. And also in this regard, Temba Mliswa was also telling Gudagwashe Takure that Mnangagwa will throw you under the bus. It's the point, as much as, sometimes you should listen to people who have worked closely with certain individuals, even though these people sometimes they go astray. I agree 100% with Temba Mliswa. Now we hear that Gudagwashe Takure, by the way, he is outside the country, is being treated in a suspected poisoning matter. So, of course, the government has not divulged that particular information, but that's why you don't see him appearing in the activities of ZANU-PF. So Temba Mliswa says, I told Gudagwashe Takure that Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa will throw you under the bus. And this is exactly what Mnangagwa has already started doing for those who are actually following the politics of Zimbabwe. At the moment, Gudagwashe Takure is slowly being replaced by Tungwarara. Tungwarara appears to be preferred by the bedroom of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa over Gudagwashe Takure. Maybe no wonder why. I understand a surgery has been done for him outside the country. Was quickly airlifted, rushed, because he has money. And what happened to him still remains speculative, but definitely we know that something happened to him. And in ZANU-PF, Rutendo Matinyarare in that audio was saying it's scary these days in ZANU-PF. There is absolutely no person you could trust. You could be easily poisoned within ZANU-PF, speaking about the current state of ZANU-PF then. And we have seen that what they were speaking in that particular conversation indeed is what has been transpiring in Zimbabwe. Retired military generals, going to the National Heroes Acre, following each other one after another, and the deaths have been mysterious. You hear that someone was in his farm, he was discovered dead on the farm, and you know it's the state that does the same post-mortem, so you don't expect them to be truthful when it comes to the reasons why an individual died in such a manner. This is typically what is happening under Emerson Dambutso Mnangagwa regime. Just imagine, what about us ordinary Zimbabweans? The worth, if he is acting in such a manner to the people who are closely working with him, if those who are closely working with him, whom we perceive that they are secure, what about us without connections? Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and the stars. Is signing off. Let me love and